A couple weeks ago, at the time I'm writing this, music artist David has been arrested and charged with the murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. He has been charged with murder, continuous sexual abuse of a child, murder for financial gain, murder to prevent testimony, murder by lying in wait, use of a deadly weapon, and mutilation of human remains. At this time, he has pled not guilty. Now, all of this started back in September of 2025, but he has now only been arrested and charged. Now, all this is alleged since he hasn't been convicted yet, but all the evidence we're about to go over does not look good for him. Now, if you don't know who David is, then, well, I can almost guarantee you've heard at least one of his songs on TikTok. I'm not going to play these songs because of copyright reasons, but I will put them on screen. Those two specifically are like his most popular songs. You know, he makes that weird, depressed, lovey-dovey type of music, you know. So yeah, that's basically who David is. And he's also the dude who made the song for the Invincible show. And yeah. Now, before we get into what David could have or could have not done, we need to discuss who the girl is. Celeste Rivas Hernandez was a 14-year-old girl from Riverside County. She was only a 7th grader when she went missing in April of 2024. Now the thing is, Celeste actually had run away before, but she came back. So when she went missing again, you know, they could have treated it as another runaway. But the difference is she never came back. And there were no sightings or any answers about this case of her going missing until September 8th, 2025. So now that you know who David is and who Celeste is, let's talk about how this all started. On September 8th, 2025, LAPD officers were called to the tow yard after a worker noticed a foul smell coming from a car that was registered to David. In the front trunk of that car, inside of a black bag, were the remains of a body that was badly decomposed. Police also said that the body was partially dismembered. Now, this car was originally parked in the Hollywood Hills, but on September 3rd, the car would be towed after a parking violation and would be taken to the yard. 8 days after the body was discovered, police would identify the body as Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Now, this looked really bad for David at the time, you know, because the car was registered in his name, but he wasn't even in the state of California. He was on tour all the way in Minnesota, but after the body was identified, it would all start to go down for him, as people would soon discover that this girl Celeste was in a relationship with David. Now, mind you, David is 21 years old, and this girl was found after her 15th birthday. Now, prosecutors say that she even lived with him at one point, and it has also been reported that Celeste's own brother knew about the relationship, and that her own friends knew about it, but David was actually paying off these friends to keep quiet. Celeste even had a tattoo on her finger with the name David, and yeah, it was a pretty popular tattoo, but it still looks really bad for him. So how exactly did this go down? Well, here's what prosecutors say. It's alleged that on the night of April 23rd, 2025, David would order an Uber for Celeste and to his house in the Hollywood Hills. This would be the last time she would ever be seen alive. When she came over to his house, she allegedly threatened to expose David for his inappropriate relationship with the minor. Now, what's crazy about this is that it's reported that he had other relationships with other underage girls. And this is especially believable because of the fact that they found 40 terabytes of CP on David's phone. So basically, she was jealous of the fact that he had other girls that were also underage, and that's why she threatened to expose him because he wouldn't cut them off. Now, this is where prosecutors say the motive comes in, as David saw the only way for him to not be exposed and have his career completely end was to silence Celeste. It's reported that he stabbed her and watched her bleed out. A day later, David would order a shovel, and then a week after that, he would order 2 chainsaws off of Amazon under a fake name. Then, on May 5th, he ordered body bags, an inflatable pool, and heavy-duty laundry bags. It's said that he dismembered Celeste's body in the garage of his house in the inflatable pool. And blue fragments were actually found of the inflatable pool were actually found on her body during an autopsy. And when the police raided David's house, like a month after the body was discovered, they found her DNA inside of that garage. There are also text messages between the two of David actually trying to cover up the murder, acting as if he didn't know where she was or anything like that. Now, with all this being said, did David actually kill this young girl? Well, that's up for you to decide. Now, you see, all this information is all alleged. Okay? There's no way of saying whether it's true or it's not true because the trial is still ongoing. Until he is convicted or until the trial ends, you can't really say whether he did or did not do it. And look, as much as some of you guys would want to see him go down for what he did, or as much as some of you dick riders want to see him free, want to prove everybody wrong, you can't really say that he did it or didn't do it. Because at the end of the day, there is still a chance that he could have ordered a hit on her. You know, he could have. There is still a chance that he could have had somebody kill her for him. And you know, there's probably still that teeny tiny chance that he had nothing to do with this. But you know, the evidence doesn't look in his name. Even his lyrics don't look in his favor. I mean, there's a whole song about him killing some girl in the back of his mind. So yeah, it's really not looking good for him. But until the trial comes to an end or he is convicted, you can't really say whether he did or didn't do it.